again, still on this game, the other team on the other side, they bleed green. The Philadelphia Eagles are now 12-2, tied with the Vikings and the Lions for first place in the NFC. They've beaten teams like the Commanders in their own division. They've beaten the Ravens. They've beaten the Steelers now. Should we consider the Eagles as the best team in the NFL now?
You gotta just ask yourself one question: are they consistent?
I'm
Is
gonna
it
say this.
consistent?
I'm gonna say this. I don't know if they're the best team in the NFL, but I wouldn't be mad if someone said the best team in the NFC. I wouldn't be mad if someone says that. Because if you look at how good their defense is played, along with their offense not being as dynamic as far as the passing game, then yeah, because they can have games to where Saquon is not going, and they still have those two wide receivers on the outside. You still got Devontae Smith, you still got AJ Brown, and you got Dallas Goedert. So you still got those three weapons there. Then if the passing game is not really doing anything, you can run the ball with Saquon Barkley or Gainwell. And Hurts can, along with the touch push, of course, but Hurts also makes plays, and we've seen him make a play on Sunday to where he ran the ball for about 10, 15 yards for a first down. So he can make plays on his feet. I'm honestly not. I like the question because you look at how the Chiefs are the only team in the NFL with a winning record that haven't scored 30 plus points yet this season. The only team. They're the only team in the NFL that hasn't scored 30 plus points, but they're number one in the AFC right now. Bills have, been beating good teams. They beat the Lions. They beat the Chiefs already this season. They got blown out by the Ravens though. So you still gotta kind of sort of see how you figure that out. Ravens have lost to the Eagles. They lost to the Steelers. They lost to the Browns, but that's the divisional game. So still got to think about that. Lost to the Raiders. So you got some losses on there to where you think like, I don't know if I'm gonna put them up there. But the Eagles have been, 10-game win streak. They won 10 games in a row, and they've beaten some really good teams on the way. So I can see why someone would ask this question. Me, I wouldn't. I don't know if I'm going to say they're the best team in the NFL right now. Honestly, I think you just have to give it to the Chiefs just because they're still the only team with one loss on the year, and they just continue to find ways to win. But the Eagles are right there. I'm gonna be honest, they're right there because their defense has been phenomenal, and it's been really good in games where it needed to be good. Because when you look at when they played the Commanders team was hot, scoring 20 plus points per game. Put up 41 against the Bengals, but we know the Bengals defense is not good. So you have that. Steelers started to get 400 yards of offense. This is the worst Steelers offensive game they've had since 2008. So it's been a long time since the Steelers offense hasn't gone over 200 yards. So they stopped that. Ravens, number one offense in the NFL, didn't allow them to get 20 plus points. So I wouldn't be mad if someone says yes. That's just me. But this Eagles defense and this Eagles team, I feel like this is one of the most, if not the most complete team in the NFL. If you look at how they play and you look at what's been contributing on offense and defense.
All right. So me personally, I'm gonna say yes. The only reason why I'm saying yes is because I can't, in good faith, say Detroit Lions when they have 20 plus players on IR. That's almost an offense and a defense worth of players on the IR. I can't, in good faith, say Detroit. I think Detroit, if healthy, is the best team in the NFL so far. But losing two more corners, losing David Montgomery, you're already out Aiden Hutchinson, you're already out four linebackers. It's hard to say the Lions, especially with the Eagles now having the longest active streak with Detroit losing to the Bills. Detroit ending their franchise record 11 game win streak. So I got to say yes to that. Now, if the question was, do I think the Eagles win the Super Bowl? Then I might say no because the Ravens, Chiefs, Chiefs, it's hard to say the Chiefs ain't the number one pick for the Super Bowl when last year they didn't do good in the regular season and they still won the Super Bowl because they showed that the regular season don't really matter to them. Get them in the dance, get them a high seed. They weren't even the number one seed. They had to play on the road. There's 2 games prior to the Super Bowl and still won the Super Bowl with that bad regular season. So, but that's not the question. The question is who's the best team in the NFL, and I got to go with the Eagles, man. They're healthy. The defense is stupendous, like you said earlier, led by the 2 corners. Not even, I won't say led. They're really led by that front 4. But, Zach Bond has been an amazing pickup for them. They're the 2 rookie corners. Then you got CJ coming back playing extremely well. And I said it before, Reed Blankenship does not get a lot of credit from guys outside of Philly. Reed Blankenship does an amazing job at safety as well. So that defense is playing well. Then you already know about the weapons. You got Saquon now added to those weapons on the offensive side. And it does just seem like Philly, more so like Kansas City, when plays need to be made, that offense do make those plays. So I got to, in good faith, say that the Eagles right now are the best team. But it's an asterisk. It's only because, in my opinion, Detroit is going through a slew of injuries. So,
yeah, Detroit just had, 4 people go down for the year on Sunday?
I think 3 went for the year. Well, Carlton Davis might be back, but 2 went down for the year. Davis is out 6 weeks, and I don't know the extent of Aaliyah McNeil's injury.
Yeah, crazy. Go ahead, Mark.
Man, do I?
Oh Lord! All right, Mark about to get killed in the comments already.
Nah. Okay. So what I'm gonna say is right. Let me praise the Eagles right quick. They got Saquon. Saquon is the best back in the league, and he's showing what he can do behind a good O-line. Philly really is good in the trenches, offense and defense. The O-line don't get pressure on Jalen Hurts. There was a stat that was said yesterday that he got the most time in the pocket than any quarterback in the NFL, like 3.4 seconds or something like that per. And that's a lot of time. That's more than anybody in the league. That's a lot of time. So they are protecting Hurts, and they are giving Saquon lanes to run through. Offensively. Defensively, they've been doing their thing. They got the 2 rookies on the outside doing their thing. Darius Slay out there. I don't know what he's doing. But, the 2 safeties are doing good with CJ and Reed Blankenship. Then your slot corner with DeJean. I mean, they really are. Their defense is balling. But will I call them the best team? No. The defense, I would say they got the best defense in the league. Yeah, I'll give them that. But offense is not consistent. I feel like a lot of stuff happens, and Saquon bails them out. If Saquon wasn't there and it was probably a different running back, I don't think they had the same results. But I don't even want to say that. But I feel like Saquon does bail, some of the bad decisions out because of the way he runs. But will I call him the best in the league? No, only because I don't think their offense is consistent. I think they probably did sit down and gave the ball to Saquon more. They just give him the ball more, but it's just I'm still I'm still tossed between the quarterback, to be honest with you. I don't think he's I don't know which Jalen Hurts you're gonna get. You don't know if you're gonna get the 3 fumbles and a 108 yards passing, or if you're gonna get 230 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, outside of that though, yeah. I mean they really are top 3. I give them that, top 3 in the league right now. They're top 3. In the NFC, I would say yeah, because of the injuries to Detroit. But Vikings have been balling too, so I don't want to just give them the number 1 slot like that. Vikings has been balling.
I don't know if I'm gonna put the Vikings up there.
I can't let you do that, bro. I can't let
I don't know if I'm put the Vikings
Jones,
up there.
Justin Jefferson, Sam Bradford, they've been balling, man.
No. I'm gonna stop you right there. The Vikings, they've been winning games lately, but they ain't been balling. They've been squeezing games out. Now the defense do force turnovers for Minnesota. I give you that, but they've been squeezing games out, bro. I mean, they've been winning, but if you going to criticize the Eagles for offense and inconsistency, you definitely got to do that for Minnesota.
Yeah, you're right. That's why I gave you. That's why I said top 3. I was naming teams at the top.
My pushback, and I know you ain't do it. You wanted to do it. You can't say if they didn't have Saquon, then this.
I can't. That's why I said I can't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it because they do got Saquon. And
Saquon's a big difference. He's a huge difference maker. But the Giants could have very well gave him his contract that they wanted, and he wouldn't be in Philly. But we can't do anything about that.
Right there, real quick. says, how is Hurts making the most of his attempts? We throw less than everyone, and he's completing passes at a high rate.
Yes, he's not lying. That's true.
I mean,
they do have.
You not throwing,
They're
throwing
what,
the ball. He's throwing quick slants and stuff like that the whole time. I get it.
in
Quick
league
slants and comeback routes. That's not really. I mean, come on, man. Like, that's a high percentage throw. You're not throwing like. I mean, he do throw the ball deep, and I give Hurts that. He do got a beautiful deep pass. I give him that. Like, I can't take nothing back away from him. He probably can't throw, a good post or something like that. But a go, he could put that thing on the money. I ain't gonna lie to you. He does got that. I mean, him and AJ Brown got some type of little something. But yeah, he do put that on the money. He do that. But like, I don't know. His passing is not consistent enough for me to call him the best team. But like, they are top 3 though. As long as they get it together before the playoffs or whatever, he get his whatever that is straight. They get that together for the playoffs, and that's it. They good, but like, they still gonna have to go through us. So I mean,
hey Mark, I got a question. Then I want to address the Ty comment. Who do you think is the best team? Because Dave said the Chiefs. I'm going with the Eagles because the Lions are just so banged up. Who do you think the best team in the league right now?
In the league, right now in the league. If teams had a line, I think the Bills right now is the best team in the league. And like, I know the Ravens beat they beat the Bills. Don't get me wrong, but that was a game that Lamar had circled on his calendar. He's like, y'all are gonna be talking about this guy and not mentioning me. But outside of that game, like,
well, I guess the defense had that circle too, because the defense ain't allowed them to do much of anything in that game.
Yeah, but the Bills has been unstoppable. I can't say this team not good because they lost to one team.
I'm not saying
they beat they beat all the teams that was the top contenders. They beat them.
No, they didn't. What?
Yeah, but that defense.
They beat the Chiefs. They do that in the regular season and then lose in the playoffs. So I'm not really.
Absolutely.
I ain't really putting too much stock in that. The Lions game, the Lions defense is worse than in terms of injuries. They were talking about the Bills defense. I ain't hearing talking about all them injuries the Lions had on defense. Yeah. Man, all them injuries the Lions had is insane. But I will say Josh Allen is playing extraordinary football. I will give you that. He's playing extraordinary football. I'm never the one to take credit away from anybody, but I don't think the Bills are the best team in football. Also wanted to address Ty. Can you go to Ty by my Piston shirt real quick?
Oh my gosh, here we go.
Look, Ty, even if we'd have won a game against, like, let's just say because we ain't beat the Celtics in years. No, I'll go to the Bucks. We'd have beat the Bucks last night. I probably wouldn't have wore this shirt. I'm wearing this shirt because we beat the Heat. I'm wearing it to troll Dave. That's literally the reason why I'm wearing it.
I already knew it. When I saw it, I said, "Oh yeah, I get it. I get it. It's all good." But look, I said the Chiefs, but I don't know. I think Carl might have convinced me to say the Eagles are the best team in the NFL, man. I'm serious because even with, as you would say, Mark, even with the passing game not being consistent, I still think that it can click at any moment because we've seen this offense click at any moment without a running back like Saquon Barkley. They had guys like DeAndre Swift. Do we think that DeAndre Swift is on the same level as Saquon Barkley? No. That's to be honest.
Really good running back though.
But he's not great. He's not Saquon great. He ain't Saquon good. He's good enough, but he ain't like that. And this offense was on fire even with DeAndre Swift being back there. Even with who was the other guy that's now with the Panthers? Miles Sanders. Even with Miles Sanders, they still had a high offense that was putting up 25 plus points a game.
Best year.
Exactly. So I'm not going to put it just on them. You gave credit to them, but I feel like you were also taking away credit from them because they have Saquon. But that offensive line is amazing. That offense is still the best offensive line in the league to me. And that defensive line has definitely improved with having Jalen Carter now making a lot of plays in the backfield now.
Okay,
and
Dave.
Jordan Davis and all these other guys Zach Baum making plays on defense. So I think they're playing the best football right now.
I can't give you that, bro.
I'm probably still not going to go against the Chiefs just because it's the Chiefs. Like they just have that history.
But that's not the question.
They just have that history, so that's what I'm going with. But if I'm looking at who's playing the best football right now, it's the Eagles.
They that's just why I said had an okay game, but the game before that, y'all wouldn't have said that. So it's just like it's inconsistent. And the thing is, for somebody that have 3.2 seconds to pass the ball, he got 2 number 1 wide receivers, a number 1 running back, and he has 2,800 yards and 18 touchdowns and 15 tush pushes.
They don't throw the ball that much.
No, hold on. I got you, Dave. Mark, we just on the first segment just said that y'all shouldn't be concerned, even though y'all just played a close game to the Saints. But now, because of the Eagles, you want to have some type of concern because they had a close game against the Panthers, bro.
No, I'm not worried about the Panthers.
I get what you're saying. No.
Take the Panthers game away.
Let me finish. I got you. I get what you're trying to do with that comparison. You're trying to use it as like, see, they're not consistent. But it's the NFL, bro. You and I both know games like that are going to happen. As long as they win, you're fine. And it's not like they consistently in those games. Yeah, they had the Browns joint weeks ago. They had the Panthers joint. But for the most part, they've been playing pretty good football, bro.
They've been
2,800 yards.
That's fine. He can have 2,800 yards, but they still 12-2.
They got the
2,800 yards to 12,
and they got Saquon. You know what I mean?
And they have a great
offense. To the playoffs. As bad
and
as
they
that
have a great offensive line, Mark.
They had a good defense in Saquon. It's the same thing, but they
have a great Mark, and they have a great offensive line. AJ Brown doesn't have as many targets as most guys, but he has the same amount of yards as most people. That means if he had the same amount of targets, he might have more yards. They don't pass the ball that much because they're running. Because Saquon has been a monster. He's on pace to break the record for rushing yards in a season. That hasn't been done in a while. Eric Dickerson still has the record, but he's on pace to break that record, and that's because that offensive line is really good. Saquon has always been good, but with the Giants, there was no way he was going to break the record with that offensive line.
No, I agree.
So it's not just that, and Jalen Hurts is just. He's going with the flow of the offense. If the running game is going, you're going to stop that just to make sure he gets all his yards? No, you just let the game keep going.
Yeah, you kind of put him in a double-edged sword with that one because if he's like, man, I need my yards, then he's a bad teammate, a bad leader. But if he's doing what he's doing now, it's like, oh, he only got this though. So I can't really get with you on that one. They winning games. Saquon is having an absolutely amazing season. And Jalen's just doing what it has to take to win games. Now, is it pretty? No. Eagles fans will tell you it's not pretty. But he getting the job done.
And I'm coming from experience with Purdy, even though Purdy threw for 4,000 yards last year. No one was all I'm saying that CMC was awesome last year.
You know, the one thing I always gave Hurts was he knows how to win. That's it. He knows how to win. But, I don't know if it's Super Bowl type, win. The defense gonna have to get them there. Last time they made it, the defense carried them to the Super Bowl.
But that wasn't. We never said that they were going to win the Super Bowl. We just said the best team of football right now.
I don't think it's them. They had a good game.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
We're not telling you. Mark, we're not telling you to change.
I guess this is a week by week thing then, because next week y'all gonna have a whole nother opinion. Last week this wasn't your opinion.
Who knows? That's if it's
the only reason why mine changing week from week is because more injuries piled up in Detroit.
All right, I guess.
Oh wow, that was a crazy thing that happened earlier today.
We're not saying that here. Privilege on this.
We ain't saying that here.
We appreciate you for watching.
Yeah, we don't say that here. That's Dominique Foxford. That got nothing to do with us.
That's the Maryland Turk.
There you go. I was gonna bring that up, but
shout out Tomo.
What does AJ being top 5 and y'all got to do with Hurts being consistent? That's AJ being consistent, if anything.
But Hurts has to
yards
give
per
him
game.
Hurts got to give him the ball.
Yards per game. Yeah, you can throw him the ball. You can throw him a screen, and he go 30 yards, 40 yards.
But
quick slant, 40 yards. That is his thing, bro. I'm telling you, just stop the quick slant. You stop AJ Brown.
Okay.
Man, we ain't got no time.
Stop the quick slant.
I don't fully agree with that.
Stop the quick slant.
Well, you had your opinion. You brought up.
Stop the quick slant. You stop AJ. That's all I'm saying.
I said the screen thing ain't really.
You brought up 2 other teams.
And why are you going back 2 years ago, Kev? I don't care what Hurts did 2 years ago. I ain't got nothing to do with this season. You seen what he did in the playoff? I mean, you seen what he did against
ain't got nothing to do with today.
Super Bowl?
I
you
do
seen what he
like
did against the Panthers last week?
I will say this.
What he's saying,
I will say this. People love to talk about Hurts in the Super Bowl, but they don't like to talk about Hurts prior to the Super Bowl. I will say that. But he did play an amazing game in the Super Bowl.
He definitely did.
Yeah, he did. He played a good game in the Super Bowl. I give him that. He throw quick slants, not screens.
Well, Mark, you mentioned 2 other teams that could be considered the best in the NFL. One is at least in the AFC. The other one's in the NFC.